Hi, we're Longcoats.
This is
Amazing. Nice.
I thought we were saying it's Longcoats.
I did say.
It's a win.
Oh fuck.
Well, that went well, right? Yeah, hi everyone, this is Neck of the Woods and we're talking to Longcoats today. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, man, we're good.
Let's talk about the single. What's
Yeah.
the song called? Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink.
Awesome, yeah. Well, I've already had a listen to it and it's pretty fucking cool. I like it a lot. I think it's your best work, which is awesome. Tell me about it. Where did it start?
The concept sort of started in like Christmas 2019 when I went home for the holidays. I sort of brought this version of Pretty in Pink into practice that just kind of wasn't really working. So we sort of retooled it and it became sort of something completely new. Yeah, I'm really proud of how it turned out. And that was in February 2020, which feels like a lifetime ago. So
Yeah.
before we finished recording the whole of our previous EP that was kind of written. So it made sense to release that first. It's probably like the last tie to that. I'm still moving forward.
And what about the B-side?
Besides Wait For You, that was the first song we wrote when Bull joined the band. We wrote it in his cabin, in his back garden. Pretty cool place to write a song.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah, all the way back then. Yeah, I came up with this sort of half of it about 15 minutes before leaving. We sort of turned it into something, and again, we didn't really know quite how good it would turn out. We did a demo of it and it was all right. And we actually had like the fully produced version back from our producer, Jack Daffin. Shout out to Jack Daffin. Say it one more time, Jack Daffin.
Jack Daffin. Jack Daffin.
Jack Daffin.
Sponsored by Audio. Go ahead.
Yeah, when we got the master back from him, I was like, bloody hell, this turned out all right.
Yeah.
So they're both sort of about the same person in a sort of similar period of my life. So it felt that they made sense to go together as an A side and a B side. Yeah, having had no material out since sort of the end of October, and like I guess it's nice in that it's quite a long time, especially bands at our level, to be not releasing music. So it's like if we release 2 and 1, it's like hard to over for a bit.
Yeah, you got to keep that train chugging along somehow, right? Nice. Yeah, you kind of talk to me about the inspiration behind it. What about the inspiration behind the B-side? You said it's kind of about the same person. Is it?
It's kind of like 2 different conversations with the same person.
Right.
Pretty in Pink was very much I was in this bad situation with someone and I gave her an ultimatum, like we either sort this out and this is a thing, or we stop messing around. And Wait For You, for me, it was kind of like after we had that conversation, for me it was like, you can do what you want, and if we don't end up together, then that's fine, but I'm not going to wait around for you to make up your mind.
Yeah, so it's kind of like 2 sides to the the before and after the decision, right? Like how you've come to terms with it. Nice, okay. Yeah, cool. You said you worked with Jack Daffin.
Yeah, we worked
on
on
the EP, right?
as well. Yeah, love Jack.
Jack is definitely up there.
Yeah, recorded at Cave Studios in Bath, and we did the drums and the vocals for most of them. Sort of bashed them all out. That was good fun. And then we recorded the guitars for the sort of 3 Pink era songs from the comfort of our own house.
Yeah. How do you find recording at home, guys? All of you, like, is it? Some people find it's great to begin with, but then you kind of get stuck in that loop of like not actually being productive.
It can get like that. I feel like it's quite good if there's more than one of you there, though, because you kind of there's that pressure to actually get shit done, and then when it's done, you're both kind of aware that it's done, and you can then move on from there. But on your own, it can be a bit just kind of faff about, not getting that done when recording at home. But yeah, when there's at least 2 of you in the room, we're generally pretty good at staying motivated, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, I find it quite irritating. Personally, I'll be the black sheep because Arthur's really into recording and Arthur really likes production, whereas I despise it. I open Logic on my MacBook and it just sort of fucking screams at me. But I don't enjoy any of the sort of home recording process. I find it a lot easier when there's someone who actually knows what they're doing. And thankfully, Arthur knows what he's doing a lot more than I do. So the experience was a bit easier than I'd had to do it all on my own. I mean, well, you don't really ever have to record at home.
Thank God, I don't even know where the on button is for the computer.
What's the on
What
button?
is a computer? Yeah. You're the drummer, right? That's like the classic meme, isn't it? Drummer can't do anything except drum.
Even then, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
All right. What have you got planned for the next few months? You've got the Moles gig, supporting for Safer Sound at Moles, yeah.
Playing for Sound and Attitude is Everything for a social distance charity gig at Moles. Our support is this lovely band from my year on commercial music with Barspark called Tangled Oaks. They're really, really cool. They're still sort of getting started, finding their feet. So they haven't got any music out, but if you manage to catch them playing any gigs at all this year, then it's definitely worthwhile. Kind of Fleetwoody and early folky Fleetwood in certain places. It's really nice stuff.
I've managed to hear a couple of the songs. They did like a very acoustic evening, little video.
Yeah.
Really cool. Obviously, I know Harvey really well, the drummer.
Yeah, Harvey's a bit of a dude.
But he's
They're not really nice people. They're a great band. We're very much looking forward to playing with them. We are playing in Bristol, our first non-social distance gig.
Oh yeah.
On the 25th of June.
Supporting our boys in Bristol Droogs.
Yeah, supporting our boys in Bristol Droogs with Pad Rat.
Supporting our boys in Bristol Droogs.
Boys in Bristol Droogs.
Supporting our Droogs in Bristol
Boys.
Bristol boys.
Yeah. We're also playing with Pad Rat. We love Pad Rat. Everyone loves Pad Rat.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. So where in Bristol is that?
Zed Alley.
Zed Alley, cool. I don't think I've been there. Yeah.
No, neither have I. Actually, I've not been there yet.
It's a first time for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It'd be very exciting to get back playing in Bristol again. It's been too long for all of us. And
yeah, God, I've not played in Bristol in a really long time. I don't think you will have ever played in Bristol. Well, only moved up here recently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. That's jumping straight in then. Nice.
Yeah, he's the baby coat.
Yeah. So going back to the Moles gig. What made you want to do this charity event? Is it something important to you that you think about a lot? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think charity gigs are always very much a worthwhile thing to do, and I think I can't think of a nicer way to sort of come back into gigging after a while than doing something that can sort of bring a community together. And obviously, I actually don't truthfully know a lot about Attitude is Everything until recently. I've been following them on Instagram and that's quite cool. But Safer Sound, obviously, Maddie's been a good friend of mine for a long time, at least 3.5 years or something like that now.
Yeah.
Going on 4, I think. And when you sort of messaged us asking about the prospect of it, it was originally going to be a live stream from uni. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And she was like, oh, it's going to be at Moles now. And we're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely like, not only to sort of help the charities out, but it's also close to my heart to help Maddie out as a friend and sort of do that gig. Not that we're really bringing much to the table, but
I mean, you're the only ones who think that, I'm pretty sure, so I wouldn't worry about it. How do you guys feel about the music industry and the lack of accessibility for people with disabilities? It's pretty much impossible for some venues to get into some venues for a lot of people, especially in Bath, because they're all in basements. And how is that an important thing for you guys?
Yeah, I think the beauty of gigs, especially on the local level, is very much it's a group of people together. It's the one thing that pretty much the whole sort of community of music lovers around the area will go to. And even if you don't know people, I mean, I think everyone's got a good mate that they value from having met at a gig. And
It doesn't always even have to be music lovers. It just brings people
yeah,
together.
everyone loves live music, and the concept that there's people that can't get to it purely from a fact that they can't get into the venue. It's hard to believe that in 2021 that's kind of still a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like 90% of problems like that are purely about an awareness thing. I think people are just sort of thoughtless.
It's quite easy not to think about it, really.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yeah, awesome. Are you planning anything at the moment in terms of more shows later on in the year? Is anything in the works?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, music-wise, we've got another single coming out after this, which will round up the Pink era. and then we'll have another 4 singles coming out across the year. They'll be bundled together next year with 4 extra tracks and branded as our sort of first full LP. We're hoping we can tour at the end of the year. There's talk of that in the works at the moment. We've got a few shows, sort of local and otherwise. Some that we can sort of talk about, some haven't actually been announced yet. We're going to be playing. We're actually playing a festival in Hull, weirdly enough, of all places.
Is that official then?
Yeah, it's official. Yeah, we're hopefully doing a little northern stint, ending with that festival in October. We've got a cheeky headline show in November at the Bell. That'll be pretty fun.
That's going to be good fun.
That's going to be really fun. We've got a couple more ones in Bristol planned, which we kind of we haven't really played in Bristol as Longcoats. So it'll be interesting for a sort of new place. Just sort of build sort of where we can go and what we can do and sort of hope the next year builds on from that, I guess.
Yeah.
Lots of touring is kind of our idea for the next sort of year on from whenever we can actually do that.
Yeah, get back out there basically. Is there any places you really want to play? Like any venues or cities that specifically you want to play?
Newport.
Really?
No.
It'd be great to play in Brighton and London.
Yeah, I'd love to play in Brighton.
Yeah. Also, I think like Southampton's quite a good spot to hit as well.
Yeah, places like the Joiners would be a good one to play.
Maybe we
John-
could.
What's the worst experience all of you have had at a gig? What's the worst thing that's happened?
Well, we can just go down the sofa.
Yeah.
I feel like
The one that I just found the evening slightly disturbing was we played at Stallards in Trowbridge. It was I don't know, it would have been okay if I was able to drink, I think, because it would have taken the edge off, but I was driving. And just, it's one of those, because it was a weeknight, it's a pub in Trowbridge on a roundabout. I don't know. I mean, hopefully no Trowbridge.
it wasn't even a
people-
weeknight. I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday.
Was it?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think that's why it was equally more depressing.
Oh right. Well, anyway, just the bit about it, I just noticed that like everyone looked slightly related, which sounds awful to say, but it's just not only that the PA system didn't work, so the vocals were going through the front of house speakers and getting projected all around the pub.
I
Wow.
think the worst part about the vocals for that is the fact that none of their mic stands worked, so the mics were duct taped to the mic stand.
And there are only 2 mics as well, so me and Norton had to share Beatles style as well, which
That
was,
wasn't so bad. That was at least funny.
it was quite funny, but yeah.
I think that is probably the worst one, but there was also a fantastic one sort of just before me and Arthur were in Longcoats. We got invited to play this gig because they were looking for an indie band as the opener. So me and Arthur's band at the time, we sent them our stuff and they were like, yeah, great. Turned out it was going to be like this gig for like the end of this like cycle tour thing around Bristol. And we were getting paid in pasta, which Arthur couldn't eat because he's celiac.
yeah.
And it turned out that the 2 bands we were brought in were ska bands, and not
So
even
you
like
fit right in then.
we told them that we had a saxophone in our band, and they're like, cool, sold. So originally we thought that we were booked to the gig because they wanted an indie band, which is what they told us, but that was not the case.
No.
It was at Louisiana, which was fun, and at least sounded quite good, and people kind of picked up towards the end.
Any bad experiences for you guys?
I think it was the time, I think the swing for playing at the Bell, I was just really living it. I was right in the moment until, as I hit the snare, I also chipped my left testicle.
I remember that.
I went from like smiling to like screeching.
One of my worst, it wasn't actually bad because of the gig itself, it was when we played the Bell that one time a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
And Ollie and the bass player in that band weren't having the best day together, and so myself and the drummer at the time were sort of acting as mediators amongst band members.
It was actually a James Harriman gig. We were supporting James Harriman.
Yeah.
It was his Castaway single launch, as far as I remember.
Oh wow, so that's going back a couple of years then, yeah.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, who's done the artwork and stuff for you recently?
Oh. Well, we have a sort of a designer we commonly go to, her name's IMMI Clark. She's lovely. I met her when I was living in Guildford. She was friends with a few of my friends when I was at ACM. She lived in Farnham. Yeah, she did all, like, there used to be a news cover, the drag cover, and the October one. The album cover for Pretty in Pink Slash Wait For You was taken in my front room by Bull, and the model is Arthur in his other jacket. Yeah, the patch you see on his jacket was designed by my girlfriend Yasmin. Yeah, and we got that patch made and we sewed it onto his jacket, and then Immy did all the editing and the final Photoshop. The reason was a bit of a collaboration. But yeah, normally we Immy for pretty much everything. Trusted with my life.
Music video, that's coming soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't got a fixed date for it yet, but it'll be roughly in the sort of last week of the month.
Okay.
Well, we'll have a lyric video coming out shortly after the singles drop. So, I mean, that'll be a bit of extra stuff. But it's got a little bit of sneaky footage from the music video that we managed to edit in with it, which looks quite cool. It's very animated and lively, which I quite like. I feel like it represents the vibe of the song quite well.
Have you guys got any goals for this year? I mean, obviously things are still up in the air sometimes, but is there anything you want to have achieved no matter what?
Hopefully we can live the entire rock and roll lifestyle within the year, and we'll end up in rehab. It'll be fantastic.
I don't think that'll be fantastic as you think, but I appreciate
probably
it.
won't.
Definitely an interesting goal.
If we can do as many songs that we've done over the year, but without lockdown,
Yeah,
that'd be a good goal.
we
That'd be good.
Yeah, we've been really productive considering we started writing for this record in August, and we sort of finished up the other week. Yeah, so I guess a good goal would be to have written as many songs as we have now, without having to need all the time of lockdown to do it. I think it's probably the only good thing that's come of lockdown is it really sort of like pushed us. So the only musical thing we could do together was practice when our practice studio opened up. All we could sort of look forward to musically was doing that, and maybe a bit of recording here and there because of lockdown and stuff. It's been a bit interesting. But yeah, a lot of love for Stage 2 Studios in Bath staying open so we could practice and write as many songs as we have, and Cave for letting us record there, and we practice in Cave now as well. So definitely a goal is to have written that many songs. A goal for me would definitely be to have actually, I mentioned before, but to actually do a full tour, week and a half on tours all around the UK.
That'd be great, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
You will? Your goal?
I'd like to be able to do a handstand without support. That'd be really sick.
I mean, that would be impressive.
Yeah?
On stage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so basically, is do a tour and learn gymnastics as a band. That's kind of...
Music doesn't pan out with thinking of becoming Olympic gold medalists.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some money at some point, right?
I mean, worst comes to the worst, we just trapeze onto the stage at a local show.
Just fucking Tarzan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd just be one of the many bands that sold out to pursue Olympic gymnastics.
Who would you guys love to support on a tour? Any band ever?
Steel Panther.
Yeah, that'd actually be a lot of
That
fun.
would be so funny.
There'd be a painfully mismatched genre set, but it'd be fantastic.
I mean, if we could latch onto the Strokes, that'd be pretty
Yeah,
fun.
that would be like, for me, if we supported the Strokes, that'd be sort of drink and crew.
Yeah. With Julian and the boys.
That'd be a stroke of luck, wouldn't it?
Ah, nice.
How would you then describe your sound then in 3 words?
Pretty fucking terrible. Indie pop rock is probably the best way.
Yeah, well, indie landfill.
Indie land.
Indie landfill.
Not pigeon detectives.
Not pigeon detective.
Not Poppy Major.
Poppy Major.
Not the Strokes.
Yeah.
Awesome, nice one. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been great to talk. Make sure you'll check out the new single from Longcoats, Pretty in Pink. Link will be everywhere. Really cool song. There's also a review out as well. So yeah, feast your eyes on that. And we'll see you soon. See you guys.
Yeah.